then 30, and then 20. And in this way, you'll understand everything about negative energy, everything about what happens at the biological process, why we're wired, what wiring does, and the proof for it. And it explains why we could do all these crazy things and not accept that we have to go to God and bring God to us, as above, so below. We can't have that without acknowledging that. So we continue to live in this world without God, because God watches and waits for us, as He has already sent people to die for us and gave us prophecies. And through the test of time, then we can bridge all the knowledge, and then we'll be welcomed back into heaven, as we bring heaven to us, as we are God. We are a part of God. We are His angels, and that's what happens when we activate the God in us. We'll go back to God and realize that this world is our world, for ours to evolve and grow and mature and take care of the planet and get rid of all the bad things that we've done on our own. And then we could realize that what the true nature of God is, and God is love. And then we'll never be without God. And the heaven won't be a state. It'll be a lifestyle. So these inner demons come forth. So your body can't leave until it absolves that. So some people are stuck, and then because they're stuck and they're like traumatized, their body awakens. But their spirit doesn't leave, it astrally projects. So your body's still there, or else you'd be dead. Your spirit can't leave your body without dying. So then it's there, and sometimes you see something there, but you don't see what it is, but you know that it's something that's there. Well, that's your spirit. It's your spirit, and what might seem foreign is the things that you see as a spirit of negative things there. So then you're like, you're freaking out. You're freaking out, you're freaking out. And you don't know what the hell's going on, but you know something's not right. So you can't interpret it. So all you get is this paranoia. Paranoia produces laughing, right? I mean, we all know what happens. That memories trigger emotions. Emotions trigger events. Events triggers a reaction. Like, they're all gonna laugh at me, like in the movie Carrie, all right? So I mean, these things, you have to realize them, that they're primitive wiring that makes us believe and think these ways. And until we address them, we will always consider them and see them as just demons. And really and truly, they're a lot more intelligent than we actually know. And there's a whole part in this revelation that we have to come to understand what is the spiritual world, and what role that they actually teach and play. And play in the sense that they're here to tell us about our inner demons and about what we do. And the first defense, which is their offense, is that, look what we do to the planet. You're doing that, not us. We don't tell you to do that. You do that. So I mean, there's a lot of things that you have to see, and then if you see it that way, then you have to see demons as just being a story. And that's what all these young people think. And they've lost their way to God. And in the meantime, we that are spiritual know that they're so wrong, because they are wrong. Not 10%, not 100%. They're entirely a world wrong. But then they're accessing a mental portal, a mental reality, into a virtual reality, which is purely of the fourth dimension's creation. There's the fourth, there's the fifth, there's the sixth, there's the seventh, and the eighth dimensions. All those dimensions are different worlds, so they can't access what we access. And what happens in result is that their willpower is weakened by this, because God gives us morals, God gives us our heart. And this heart is what differentiates us from them, but they're so mentally strong, they can do the same things that we do to them. And then there's this endless fight and this endless cycle of, oh, you know what, I can do what you do, you can do what I do, you know what, forget it, man, we'll just leave it at that. Meanwhile, they're building spaceships, their generation is actually making plasma rifles. They're building quantum physics and string theory. So we have to credit them. However, since we cannot even tell the difference between demons and negative energy, these occurrences are very terrible for us because we cannot cope, eradicate, and for ignorant, defenseless, and for ignorance leaves us defenseless. And feeling very vulnerable, which makes us a very anxious society as well, anxious for the truth. So negative energy is negative. It is abundant and everywhere, just as positive energy is available. However, when negative karma and consequently negative energy is inflicted onto you, it must be balanced. See more on this topic and about karma and evolution. Again, it's, karma specifically deals with Q7. And without absolving karma, you can't evolve. You need to read further into 6 and 4, and don't even think about like finding out about more. But I mean, that's the process you need to take. Then you can go to 4, and then you can go to 4B, and you can go to 3, and then again, you need some clarity. You got to go to 21, and then 20, 30, 31, and then 30, and then 20, and from at that point, it's up to you. There's 42 papers in here, so. The result turns into what religions call exorcism, which exists in every religion, every single religion. Scientific community refers to this as psychosomatic. Enough energy will not kill you, it will destroy you. Destroy meaning everything that you do, draw negative outcomes for you daily, and this is very chaotic and destructive. And if you do not believe in the power of death and negative energy, then believe that a lovebird will die without love. Believe that a human, if deprived of sensory stimulation for 48 hours, will go clinically insane, which is the same thing as their brain exploding if therapy is not given. This is why people must learn to be more persistent and optimistic. This is why people must learn to be more positive and not optimistic, as in the sense of optimism is to be naive. You will find that when you're negative all the time, people will be repelled by you. Bad luck is your friend. Coincidence is circumstance. And even electronics will be affected by your presence. Or your being is better. So let's return to demons and spirits. Spirits are energy that are from another dimension. Ghosts are spirits, either trapped within both dimensions because it refuses to leave this world, because ghosts are not supposed to be here. For love, immaturity, teaching to others that are alive, and worst, revenge. For most or the above, sooner or later, the reaper, which is an angel, comes for their for their boots, comes for them and boots them. I don't know, boots. I don't like to say harvest, that's why. Boots them out. Oh, that sounds terrible. As it forces them to go to the other side. But in the worst case scenarios, as he hates, in worst case scenarios, as in hate cases or revenge, they continue to stay in the material world illegally until they get exorcised, or worse, sent to prison, spiritual prison. Example, the gates of hell are punishment for their selfishness and aggression, but that's one of 9. For the last case, either a reaper or an angel, even demigods, which are enlightened humans, arrest and send them to hell, just like police. Or I should say exactly like police. When they say Abalam, a spirit, or defiler of the innocents, we will incorporate prior knowledge, since not even priests are taught that demons may only be a material or an ignorant identification of what is, and it is negative energy manifested, or infested, because the person refuses to be good. And even criminals are they do bad and are sometimes seen as evil things, but they're not bad people. Inside they're not. You tell that to their partners, you tell that to their crew, you tell that to the people that they love, and they'll tell you that they'll die for you. So I mean, it's all like everything in this makeup, this construct, is all needs to be reevaluated as what they truly are warriors that just want to protect and fight, but because there's no other thing to do to be warriors, you know. If you, I assure you, if you give them the opportunity to say, hey, look, absolve your negative karma, and then become a warrior of space, a warrior in space, not only you will say yes, so would they. The only difference is that they're better at protecting than most people are. So I mean, remember that thing in the movie Legion, where Tyrese was a gangster and everybody wanted to be around him because he killed so many of those demons. So it's really hard to judge when we're all been doing bad things. And as I mentioned before, the evidence is really great in the sense that, well, if that's the case, then every time that you've cheated on your friend, or you went for the prettier girl, or that you other than the girl that you connected to, or you slept with your friend's ex, or your friend does this and that to you, or you stolen from your friend. Stealing, hey, that happens, okay? But if you do it for more than a living, you do it to hurt people that are victims, like old people, I mean, things like that, then you're betraying your sense of nobility, of your spiritual power. And everyone has done that, and because they've done that, we can't judge. This is not a time to judge. This is time to grow and evolve and forgive bad things, as bad forgiveness brings about healing energy and financial support to you for evolution. And remember, even if you forgive them, doesn't mean that they're going to get better, but it means that you're going to grow as a person.